storylines for Week 10.
MJ, some great storylines on tap for this weekend. And let's start with a couple young guys. We all want to know where the future of the NFL is going. Well, we're going to get a chance to see that when Tua and Justin go head-to-head this weekend. And they've been doing it different ways. Tua just a couple starts, but he's been very efficient, getting the ball out of his hands, making the right play, and aiming some big plays with his legs. And then you have Justin Herbert, who has been all about the big play, pushing the ball down the field. And I know quarterbacks play against the opposing team's defense, but we always know who's quarterbacking the guy on the other side. These two guys, same draft class, want to prove that they're the star of that draft class. Number two, everybody's got to be excited about this storyline, and that is Alex Smith getting back under center as the starter. Been almost 2 years. We all know, well documented, the injury that he suffered. Would he ever come back? We've seen him play in some backup roles up to this point, but now to be inserted back into the starting role, to get a week under his belt, I am so excited for him and his family just to be back out there, to see him in that starting role once again. He's in the number 2 spot. And then the number 1 spot, we talked about a couple of those young rookie quarterbacks that have been playing really well. Well, this guy, to me, has been playing the best of the bunch, and that's Joe Burrow. He has been consistent week in and week out. I know it hasn't turned into a lot of wins for their football team, but they have been extremely competitive, and his ability to see defenses, decipher, and get the ball out of his hands has been second to none this year. So let's welcome in that Steelers defense that does a great job of confusing quarterbacks, making them think a little bit extra. So this is going to give us a really good gauge of how good Joe Burrow not only has been to this point, but how good he can be through the rest of the year. Can't wait for that matchup.
I know you're probably thinking that I'm only concerned about the Tua and Justin Herbert matchup, but I'm actually really excited and right there with you about Alex Smith. He's just the guy you can't help but to root for him. Kurt, thank you. And you can watch Kurt and the entire Game Day Morning Crew on Sunday, 9 Eastern on NFL Network.
Takes a snap. Here's the blitz. Tosses it out. It is picked off. He's going to take it to the house all the way. D-Hall for a touchdown.
Snap to Rodgers. Look,
gonna love this. It's Bills Mafia. Tre'Davious White. All right. Tre'Davious is gonna be going up against DeAndre Hopkins. And I tell you what, I like D-Hop in this. I've always been, a guy who rocked with the defense, but I got to go D-Hop. D-Hop is coming off a game in which he had 3 receptions on 3 targets. Come on, man. You got to put this dude more in your game plan, man. And Kyler Murray, he did all he could in that game against the Dolphins. It's going to take him throwing the football to DeAndre Hopkins. I'm telling you, the Buffalo Bills cannot defend Kyler Murray and double DeAndre Hopkins. They got to pick their poison. And I think they're going to try to contain Kyler Murray. And by doing that, D-Hop is going to free himself up, baby.
Wait, who you taking again?
I'm taking D-Hop.
Okay, man, my dude is taking the wideouts. I'm just making sure I heard that correctly, man. I'm just making sure I heard it correct. My defensive back, lockdown corner, D-Hall is taking the wide out. He's taking Hop. And I absolutely agree, man. He gets so many opportunities. He's coming off a game where they didn't give him a lot of opportunities. This is his game. They're going to let him go to work. Kyler Murray going to be looking for him.
Kurt, is they lose one, they win 3.
That's
what they're in Cap's job.
MJ, back to you. He finally agrees with me.
Guys, thanks. In support of the league's Salute to Service campaign, the NFL Network is committed to sharing the stories of our nation's service members, veterans, and their families. Jessica Astorga of Dayton, Ohio, served in the U.S. Air Force in some of the most dangerous places in the world. Now her work with the network of women's veterans earned the appreciation of her favorite player, a legendary former QB for the Colts and the Broncos.
There is no matchup in Week 10 that means more to a division race than the AFC South duel between the Colts and the Titans on Thursday night. Both teams have a lot to prove. Phillip Rivers and the Colts struggled mightily on offense in a loss to the Ravens, while the Titans' offense has not looked the same since losing to the Steelers. The Colts have faced the easiest schedule in the NFL per PFF's ELO Power Ranking, making their 5-3 record feel a little lackluster. And surprisingly, they would be out of the playoffs if they were to start today. For the Colts to get a quality win and put themselves back in the playoff hunt, they need Rivers to step up his game. Phil ranks 20th among QBs with a 73 PFF grade. And as a result, the Colts offense ranks just 23rd in per play efficiency. Rivers has a passer rating below 90 when throwing from a clean pocket. The only quarterbacks worse are Nick Foles, Carson Wentz, and Sam Darnold. That's not a foursome you want to tee off with. The Colts defense ranks 6th in per play efficiency, however, and will face the Titans team that might be having a little bit of an identity crisis. Here's why. The Titans are by far the best passing team on first and second downs, but they do so at the 4th lowest rate in the NFL at just 49%. Ryan Tannehill has a 114 passer rating on early downs, behind only Russ and Aaron Rodgers. It's time to let the Tana thrill cook. The more chances for the Titans to throw the ball to sophomore sensation A.J. Brown, the better. His 87 PFF grade is 4th among wide receivers this season. The Titans are PFF's 9th-ranked team, with Indy only a few spots back in 11th. This has all the makings of a great game on Thursday night.
Leading rusher in the NFL against the Indianapolis Colts rush defense, 3rd best in the NFL. And star middle linebacker Darius Leonard, coming off of 13 solo tackles against the Ravens a week ago, said it may sound crazy, but I'd rather see Derrick Henry running the football between the tackles, where he's still powerful, he said. He said just not as powerful as he is when he's outside, when he said he can beat you with the stiff arm, he can run around you, he can run over you, he can run through you. What they also do believe is they are great tacklers, and Mike Vrabel believes that as well. He said they have unbelievable tacklers that also move so quickly across the field. And that's why that ability to wrap players up is why they allow one of the fewest teams in yards after contact. Derrick Henry, on the other hand, has more yards after contact than any other running back in the NFL. Gang tackling linebacker Anthony Walker told me is going to be the key. 11-on-1 for us on Thursday night.
Thank you, James Palmer. All right, we're at the point in the season where things are getting real. So here's a look at the AFC playoff picture right now. I mean, the Steelers, of course, undefeated, locked in right now. Kansas City 8-1, the Bills 7-2, and the Titans 6-2. And the wild card would be the Ravens, the Raiders, and the Dolphins. In the hunt, the Browns, the Colts, the Broncos, and the Patriots. Of course, that Thursday night matchup is a heated battle for the AFC South. For more on the Titans and Colts, here's